So after the single whip, we come into this situation where we do this pull into the raised hands. Raised hands is, in my opinion, just like playing the fiddle. It's always on the opposite side. So it's the same kind of techniques. If in play the fiddle, if someone punches here, what we're doing is attacking the elbow. We have this short energy where we're doing an arm break or attaching this way so that we can lock them in. Raised hands, the exact same thing. Here, boom. So a very quick technique is if someone punches in here, we want to control and we want to come this way against the arm to put on that short energy to break the arm very quickly. Boom. Okay. But there's also some more complex techniques, more fun techniques. Play the fiddle, raise hands. This position here indicates a strike. Okay? So very simplistically, if someone punches in here, we want to join neutralize. When we come up this way, and if I break the arm structure, okay, I'm in control, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Usually what someone's going to do from this situation is they're going to come, well, they could punch from there, but usually what they want to do is pull into their own center. And when she does that, I follow. If you're exposed here, okay, and I'm putting some pressure on, usually you want to protect yourself. Okay? Some people are aggressive and they protect themselves by being offensive. But usually if someone does this, they usually pull into themselves. Just like when I do this arm bar, right? When that elbow raises, you pull into yourself. So the same thing happens here. Okay, so when we're doing this, when we're playing, boom, boom, okay, and I put this arm bar on here, she's going to pull into herself, and I want to follow. When I follow and get in behind the opponent, this hand here can do something with the wrist, which we'll look at later, but also this I can release and strike. And don't move, or actually you can actually let go and move. Go, step back. Here's your raised hands. That's the exact position. Okay, so you're behind the head, this hand is down here so that I can strike. So raised hands is the positioning for the strike. How do you get into all this stuff is the trick. How do you remember to do all this stuff? Okay? You don't really remember unless you put it into your form. Like think about different things that you can do in your form. And that's why your form is different than mine, and Brian's is different, because we're thinking about different things. But anyway, so raise hands. Punch in, comes in, boom, boom, trap. I can put an arm bar on here. When I do that, she drops her elbow, and I just follow. Easy. Right? Strike. Or strike. Okay? From that same position, when I'm in behind here, getting this wrist is not much of a trick as it is understanding angles and the physics of the body. When I'm in here, okay, what I don't want to do is try to put a china on from this position. What I need to do is change my body position so that I can snake my hand instead of behind the head to the back of the elbow. Very hard to do with my body in this position, facing the opponent straight on. Very hard to get in here. But it's very easy if I change my position. When I change my position, I have what they call the universal angle. From here, I can use a pulling motion on the right arm and a pressing motion on the left hand to put on some pressure. So it's this G, this pressing. Okay? And you can feel the difference when I'm doing, instead of one hand, when you press on one hand, it's okay, but when you're using both energies this way, it puts a lot more tension on. Okay? From a different angle, again, watch how the body moves. So she comes in here and put some kind of arm bar on. Usually in the form we do it this way, right? We do it this way. When I do that, she's going to want to protect herself. And I come inside of the elbow. I have to change my body position. See, I come in towards the body, and I come this way. When I come this way, I'm wrapping around as close to the elbow as I possibly can. The positioning on, relax your arm for a second. The positioning on this wrist here, we're trying to go in. We're trying to make the wrist go in. Right? When you go in like that, you can feel the ligaments and stuff stretching already. Okay? All we want to do is keep this position and bend this sucker as deeply as possible. It's very painful. To finish that Chi Na, okay? Chi Na is all about detail. Switching your body angles, trapping correctly, okay? Positioning your hands correctly, using the right energies. If you don't use everything that you've learned, it's only a 50% technique. But if you put it all together, it's boom. Remember a couple weeks ago I asked Brian, remember that? I asked Brian here, boom. I'm going to just pick up knee C bottom. It just worked because all the angles were right. Okay. Same thing with this. So not only do you want to, let's change your angle one more time, sorry. Punch in, boom, come in here. And not only do I want to change my angle this way, okay, but to really put it on, when I bend this wrist, I want to twist the hand and I want to rotate it from my position. It's clockwise. I want to rotate it in clockwise position and turn my body one more time this way. Okay. Okay. So it's a turn this way, and after you put it on, sorry, it's a turn this way, and after you put it on, it's a turn back this way. That jiggling locks everything into place. And you're pressing this way on the wrist, and you're turning it from my position clockwise. Putting all of those little details in sinks the lock into place, and you can see it in your opponent. Okay, so raise hands, quick arm bar, join neutralize and follow for the strike. Okay, but also that Chi Na technique. Okay.